Hey guys, Rose Ryan, Garage Girl Fitness, personal trainer, functional nutrition coach, and macronutrition coach here with the amazing Elizabeth Ward, registered dietitian, author, and I say it all the time, just the best of the best. We are on part 3 of discussing GLP-1s, and we have kind of already gone over what exactly they are and are they safe in the first 2 series. So in this series here, I kind of wanted to go over with Liz a little more in depth about the pros and the cons of GLP-1s, and maybe we could start with the pros.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So as you mentioned, they are safe. Of course, when you say safe, you know, you're talking about the prescription kind that you get from, you know, a regular pharmacy. But one of the things that is really advantageous about Wegovy, Ozempic, and some of the other ones that we, you know, there's a big long list of them now, is that they really are the only way that some people can lose weight and keep it off. And, you know, these are the people that have struggled and done everything. And, you know, what this drug tends to do, these drugs tend to do is shut off what they call food noise in their brain. They're not thinking about food all the time. So that is very, very helpful. The other thing that these drugs can do is help control blood glucose levels. And that may encourage, you know, that's going to encourage a healthy weight in people with type 2 diabetes and decrease other health complications, because type 2 diabetes is a serious condition. Some GLP-1 meds have been found also to protect against heart disease and may even protect against Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's all very preliminary. But as you and I always talk about, they're never a substitute for a healthy lifestyle.
Amen. Correct.
Right.
I do want to just distinguish that Liz mentioned type 2 diabetes, and we've talked about that, which differentiates from type 1.
Yes.
So type 1, your body isn't producing insulin, so
Right.
I just want to make sure we differentiate.
Right.
Personally affected by it, so I always hear diabetes and then I jump in, so I just want to make sure you realize there is a difference between the two. So
yeah, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
These drugs are not appropriate for people with type 1 diabetes.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but there are some cons to everything. And it doesn't mean we're for or against. We just want to give you the information and let you make the decision and try to decide on your own.
Right, and I would say one of the biggest problems with Ozempic, Wegovy, and some of the other drugs is the gastrointestinal problems. You know, you may feel very nauseous, you may have constipation, you can have diarrhea, and what that does is really limits how much you eat. And if you're on a very low calorie diet, well, you know what that means. You're not getting enough protein, enough fiber, enough vitamins, enough minerals. Yes, you're losing weight, but you are losing muscle and bone mass too. And those 2 things are really, really hard to get back. So, you know, it does suppress your appetite, these drugs. They suppress your appetite, and that's really what it's all about.
Right.
But if it goes too far, you know, can really lose a lot of the tissue that you don't want to be losing. Yes, you want to lose fat, but you don't want to be losing your muscle and your bone.
Not me.
No way.
No, we work hard.
Especially as midlife women.
Well, that was my next question.
Yeah.
Is it okay for you ready for me to ask you this one?
You go right ahead.
Okay. I have a lot of menopause clients. I know we're not old enough, but you can be in menopause literally at an early age. So it is super important, and you know how much I love weight training, weightlifting, for many more reasons than appearance. I had a fall a couple of months ago, probably a year ago now, when I was running, and I don't think I would have recovered as quickly if I couldn't grab myself. And it's, you know, from weightlifting and eating the right foods. But that's where I wanted to, maybe Liz could give us a little, what do you think you could do to kind of counteract the loss of muscle with the drugs, because it is extremely important.
Well, the drugs are not a substitute for a healthy lifestyle. They're an aid. You know, they're not a crutch. They are something that you have to work in along with a strength training, challenging strength training program, eating enough protein, getting enough calcium, vitamin D for your bones. You still need to work out. and you need to eat right. So don't think you're going to take these drugs and it's going to be like a magic bullet. It's not.
And what about your gut? Like, would you have to pay more attention to your gut because you're saying it caused digestive issues? I mean, gut health is so important.
It is.
You know, making sure you're getting enough gut health, getting enough fiber, you're getting enough,
Yeah.
you know, of all the nutrients that you need
Right.
to have everything running properly.
Right. I mean, initially, if you're taking these drugs and they're making you feel nauseous or you're going to have diarrhea, you're not going to be eating the fiber that you need.
So you really do need to pay attention to
Right.
those things because you don't want it to cause a different problem, I guess, down
Right.
the road, right?
Right, exactly.
If you have any questions about this, feel free to comment below. We will definitely answer questions, or if I'm sending you this on email, feel free to, you know, send us a message and let us know. Liz has written many articles on menopause and, you know,
Weight
in
control.
book, and maybe you could just tell them the name of your book and
Yeah.
where they can find it.
Yeah, it's called The Menopause Diet Plan. You can find it on Amazon or barnesandnoble.com or any other online bookseller and in bookstores.
Yeah, so definitely take a look at that. She really will answer a lot of questions. I'm happy to answer any questions as well. And thank you so much for joining us.